How do you calculate alpha and beta for your portfolio? More importantly, what information does that actually give us about a trading strategy or the assets in our portfolio? Well, this video is split up into three parts. The first is a quick rundown on what alpha and beta actually are and what they tell us about our portfolio or trading strategy. The second is a practical application, that is, we're going to actually retrieve our portfolio returns historically, in this case using interactive brokers, and I have a script to automate this process for you. So if you're holding assets in an interactive brokers account, this is going to be completely automated. You're going to be able to fetch your portfolio returns. And then third, we're going to take those portfolio returns and run them through a cell in this Jupyter notebook. It will tell us our rolling beta and alpha exposure over time, and it will give us performance metrics relative to a benchmark. So even if you're not using interactive brokers, you can still get your portfolio returns and then feed them into this Jupyter notebook to run the analysis. Let's start with a quick rundown on what alpha and beta actually are with a simple animation. So what I'm going to show you here is effectively two portfolios or two trading strategies. On the left, you can see here we have a portfolio that is significantly outperforming the market. But if we run a regression, we can see that the returns are extremely positively correlated with the market returns. What that means is this strategy is just a levered form of market exposure. If the market enters a bear cycle, this strategy is going to tank alongside it unless there are other physically uncorrelated reasons for it to outperform. You can think of a hedge leg, you can think of a hedge sleeve, the list goes on. On the right here, we're actually taking a look at not exposure to the market, but some form of alpha. You can see if we take a look at this regression, the returns for our portfolio or strategy literally have nothing to do with the market returns. You can see that the path that we walk, this blue portfolio path, it doesn't track the market at all. And if you take a look at the scatter plot of returns and you run a regression, the slope of the line is roughly zero, if nothing else, negative. So this strategy does not care at all what the market does. This is the difference between alpha and beta. On the left here, you're seeing beta. There's no alpha here. We're simply just overexposed to the market. And on the right, you're taking a look at what alpha looks like. It has nothing to do with this undiversifiable risk factor. It doesn't matter if the market tanks. It doesn't matter if it goes up. There's literally no correlation. You can think of them perhaps as physically decorrelated with one another, but it depends entirely on what is generating this alpha. It's not guaranteed to persist into the future, just like how we don't know which direction the market winds are going to blow. There's no free lunch. There is no return without any risk. Now that we have a quick rundown on what alpha and beta actually are, we're going to head on over to Interactive Brokers, the trader workstation, and retrieve our positions for our portfolio. I'll leave a link in the description if you'd like to get started with Interactive Brokers. They're the only broker I use. I've been with them for over 10 years, if you can believe it, in a trading and investing capacity. They're the only broker I use, and we use them for every single quant build on this channel. So again, I'll leave a link in the description below if you'd like to get started with them. Once you boot up your trader workstation, you're going to be able to place trades. You can place trades on stocks, futures, bonds, any security that you can come up with and hold in your portfolio. So what we have here, if I head on over to my account and I look at the portfolio section, I have a few different stocks in this portfolio. I have a long position in AVGO and Apple of 100 shares and a short position in Nvidia of minus 100 shares. And this is actually from an old video on this channel. Leave a comment below if you remember when we placed these trades. This was an example of a pairs trade, if you recall. So how do I go about generating the portfolio returns for this particular set of stocks? I need to also respect the position size and the side. So the size is 100 shares for each of these stocks, but I have a short position in Nvidia. And then I have 2 long positions in AVGO and Apple. So what we're going to do is I've actually written a script for you in Python to do this automatically, and we're just going to feed it right into the Jupyter Notebook. You head on over to Settings, you go over to API, Settings, and you're going to want to enable ActiveX and Socket clients and disable the read-only API. If you're on the paper trader, you're going to be on port 7497. If you're on your live account, it will be port 7496. You're just going to have to make the change in the script depending on what port you are running on. You're going to go ahead and once you're ready, click apply and OK. And then you'll be ready to go ahead and run the script. The script is available entirely for free on the Quant Guild library on GitHub. I'll leave a link to it in the description below. We're going to head on over to that script now, and this is going to allow us to retrieve the historic returns to compute then the alpha and beta for that portfolio that we're currently holding in our account. So we don't actually have to specify those assets, the positions, whether we're long or short, the overall size of the positions. The script is going to do it automatically for us. And what you'll see here is at the top of the script, port 7497. So I'm assuming you're on a paper trading account on the Trader Workstation. If you're on your live account and you want to retrieve your portfolio information for your live account, you would just change this to 7496 or whatever port you specified in the settings. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to run this, and it is going to give me a whole bunch of CSV files. It'll give me adjusted close price asset returns and the overall portfolio returns. So you can see here it got my Apple, NVGO, and NVIDIA positions. It knows it's long, long, and short. It also has the quantity, and it's going to apply that and the overall weight in our portfolio to the portfolio returns, which we are going to then have as a CSV. You'll also notice it is going to query the SPY ETF return. That's going to be our proxy for market beta. Then once you have this CSV file, you're going to be ready to go over to the Jupyter Notebook for the portfolio analysis. Now that you have your portfolio return CSV, either from the script available on the Quant Guild library, using interactive brokers and the IB API, or maybe you've generated your portfolio return CSV in another way, maybe you're using a different broker. Regardless, you can head on over to the bottom of this Jupyter Notebook. This is again on the Quant Guild library, so I'll leave a link to it in the description below. Once you put this Jupyter Notebook in the same folder as your portfolio returns CSV, you're going to be able to run it. It's going to load the CSV into this nice animation, and you're going to get a whole bunch of information. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this animation, and we're going to see our regression changing over time. This is going to be our portfolio alpha and beta throughout different points in time over the last 10 years. You're going to see the rolling 63-day beta exposure, the rolling 63-day annualized alpha, and our portfolio metrics relative to the SPY ETF over time. And you're going to be able to adjust the slider to see exactly what that performance is over time. And you can assess effectively your overall market exposure and your alpha. So let's take a look at an example and discuss the implications. So I'm going to go back to maybe 2020. If we go back to 2020, right, we can see that the gray path here is the market path, the blue path is the portfolio path. This is going to be my rolling 63-day CAPM regression. This is what is generating my alpha and my beta. So you can see my annualized alpha here at this particular point in time. Over the last 63 days from this stopping point is negative 0.139% or negative 34% annualized. So we're not doing particularly well with this strategy. Our current beta exposure at that point in time is 0.85. Now, as we continue to move along in time, that exposure is going to change. So if we take a look now at the exposure, we can see that the beta is now 0.65. So the beta has actually gone down, and our alpha has also gone down. So we went from a minus 30% roughly annualized alpha to minus 50%. annualized alpha. So we can see here that the beta is going to be roughly between zero point 0.5 and maybe 1 throughout the life of this series. And our annualized alpha is kind of just oscillating between negative 50% and positive 50%. I can't imagine it would be anything statistically significant. I can't imagine on average it being statistically indifferent from zero. But this is overall the information that this particular animation is going to give you throughout the last 10 years. And of course, you can modify your return series. You can modify the script that is going to fetch your portfolio returns from interactive brokers to adjust for different time periods. You can adjust your rolling exposure. You don't have to use 63 days. You could use 20. You could do monthly, quarterly, whatever you'd like. And then, of course, you can assess your portfolio metrics down here over time as well. So you can see that the max drawdown for each portfolio is going to change over time. So at the end of this particular series, it was 26 and 33%. The CAGR is 13 and 15%. And you can just see how this is going to change over time. You can see it goes from roughly 0 Sharp in Sortino to maybe closer to 1.2 Sortino and barely a 0.8 Sharp. So you'll be able to analyze your portfolio relative to the benchmark over the last 10 years. And if you make any updates to your portfolio, you'll be able to just rerun that script, or of course, just generate a new return CSV and plug it right on into this cell. Now, it's very important to understand that you can try to forecast these parameters all you like. There's no guarantee that they're going to persist going into the future. This gets into a broader idea of portfolio construction. What is generating your returns? Are they just exposures to undiversifiable risk assets? Are they orthogonal strategies or return streams? Those are the bigger questions that we have to ask and answer. This is merely just giving you an idea of, assuming that you just have raw exposure to these assets without physical decorrelation, what is going to happen to your portfolio if there is a market crisis, and is your portfolio generating any meaningful alpha? So you can see here oscillating between minus 50 and 50%. Now, there's no way this is generating any meaningful alpha. Moreover, we are quite exposed to beta. Maybe we're not overexposed, like levered on beta with a beta greater than 1, but certainly if the market crashes, we are in trouble, because we can see we have a positive beta greater than 0.5 on average, which means every point the market tanks, on average, we're going to tank whatever the beta is at that particular time. And because all assets in a crisis move together, it's likely that this beta is also going to increase during a crisis. So that is going to do it for this video on how to calculate your portfolio alpha and beta using Python and interactive brokers. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something. Again, I'll leave a link in the description below to both interactive brokers if you'd like to get started with them, and the QuantGuild library, where you can find the Python script that generates the portfolio returns, and this Jupyter notebook that you can plug your portfolio returns into to run this analysis. Other than that, I want to thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.